everybody. It is your boy, your man, Stokes, Camel, back at it with another video. And today we are doing yet another toxic tier list ranking. And today we are going to be doing a toxic tier list ranking of all the Alien movies, including Alien Romulus, which originally I was supposed to do a ranking, just plain out ranking, but no, I'm going to do tier list instead. But before we get sexual, beginning of the video, what's up, guys? Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free. Number two, we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. Just 963 away now, and also maybe help with the YouTube algorithm recommend video to more people, and maybe they could join. That's but with that being said, guys, let's get right into and also do feel free to comment your thoughts on this franchise down below, because this list is just my opinion, y'all. Not so. Don't get onto me of like one of your movies is in the bottom. It's just my opinion, okay? But here are the tiers, ladies and gentlemen. So we have best of the best, which means they are a 5-star movie or close to 5 stars. They're perfect. Great means they're close to being perfect, but there's like a minor element holding them back. Toxic goodness means it was good. It was a solid Alien movie. Okay means overall it was a mixed bag, and then toxic trash means dumpster fire, the worst of the Alien franchise. And yeah, let's get straight into this list, shall we? And are we going chronological order here? I don't know what's going on here. How it's arranged. And ignore Alien Isolation down here. I don't know why someone added that. I think that's a video game, right? I haven't played that, so personally I can't rank that, unfortunately. But all the rest. We have Prometheus, and, well, all the rest are movies, too. But, anyways, Prometheus, which, before it even came out, it was getting marketed as, like, Ridley Scott's return to form, and, at the end of the movie, a xenomorph pops up at the end, so it is canon to the Aliens franchise, and it is a prequel. Prometheus goes into okay. Overall, I think it looks gorgeous. The movie looks very gorgeous. And also, David is a very cool character. However, everything besides that, the characters are pretty generic and vanilla and not really good characters. And they're also stupid characters. I mean, that whole entire tire sequence later on in the movie. Yes, I know it's not a tire. But the spaceship sequence where it's going straight towards them, even though they can go left or right and not get hit by the spaceship, but they decide to keep on running. So there's that. You have the dude trying to entice whatever that life form was and try to get on its good size, but he ends up getting like his arm broken. So there's that. That whole entire sequence was just Guy Pearce was in this movie, and he played, like, an old character, and that was very odd. The Prometheus monster designs were interesting, but they weren't great. And overall, this movie is a mixed bag, because there are some moments I enjoy. Like, as I said, the movie looks beautiful, and I enjoyed David as a character played by Michael Fassbender in here, so it goes okay. Next up, we got Aliens. And we all know where that's going. We know where all Aliens are going. Best of the best. This is my personal favorite out of the Alien franchise. It's a 5-star movie. Definitely, probably in my top 100 favorite movies of all time. Everything about this was perfect. Everything that the original movie did amazingly. It further builds up upon that with the relationship between Newt and Ellen Ripley, where she's kind of like the mother role of Newt now since her parents died, which that was one of the best parts of the movie and the heart of the story, and definitely made Ellen Ripley an even better character than the first movie. You also have some side characters. For example, Hicks was really good. Also, the Bill Paxton's character, I forgot what the character's name was, but even though he's annoying, he's very memorable because of how whiny his character is. And yeah, there's just a lot of great characters in here. The alien sequences are awesome. It's more of a action type alien movie instead of the first movie, which was more horror centric, which it did great with, while also having some standout horror sequences of its own. And then you also have the Queen Xenomorph in here, which absolutely looks fantastic and still holds up to this day. And yeah, I could talk on and on about Aliens. Aliens is amazing. Chef's kiss. All right, next up we got Alien 3. I will give it its credit. It is a well-made movie. It is very well made. However, the opening act of this movie sets this movie off the rails and sets this movie for failure. After what happened with Aliens having that perfect ending, how are they going to follow it up? By killing everyone except for Ripley, and then, well, until the end, where they kill off Newt Hicks and then that one robot dude off screen before the movie even starts. Then you also see the what's that sequel? The lobotomy. I'm pretty sure that's what the term is called. I forgot what the term was called, but where you basically search for a dead body. That sequence, which was just distasteful in my opinion. Also, Ellen Ripley dying in this movie. Like, why would you do that? And I know she's pregnant with a xenomorph. That's a very interesting. That's a very interesting plot. I will admit that Ellen Ripley's pregnant with a xenomorph, but still, really, you're gonna have her actually die to that? One of the best, arguably the best female fictional character of all time in movies, and you kill her off like that? Yeah, Alien 3 goes toxic trash. Next up, we got AVP1, or Alien vs. Predator, or whichever term you prefer. Toxic goodness. Originally, I thought I watched this movie, like, years ago, which surprisingly, I didn't. It was actually another movie we're going to talk about soon. But this one, I watched for the first time with my friends Jax, Ace, Emma, and Jordan when we were staying the night one night, and yeah, it was fun. Yes, it should have been rated R. This one's PG-13, but it should have been rated R. That's guaranteed, because most of the Alien Predator movies were rated R. Also, if you guys were curious why I didn't add the Predator movies, is because I've only seen the first one, so it maybe if there's another Predator movie in the future, maybe I'll rank all of them together. So, anyways, but the action sequences are pretty cool when you see Alien and Predator both fight. That was pretty cool. Not too many interesting human characters. I would probably say none of them are, but yeah, you get what you came for. Alien and Predator both fighting each other. Just basically similar to what they do with Freddy versus Jason. You want Freddy versus Jason? They'll give it to you. That's what they do here with Alien versus Predator. Next up, we got AVP Requiem. Okay, I will admit, which I haven't watched this movie in forever. So, I might be a little bit more positive on it than most people, but I still can't deny it is toxic trash. I will put it above Alien 3, because I feel the stuff they do in that movie is way more worse. I think I got probably watched half of this movie when it came on, because this happened when when my sister was going to college her first day. My mom, and my dad stayed in a hotel, because next morning we were going to hang out with her and then go back to our home. They had AVP on, so we watched that, and yeah, AVP Requiem, and I thought it was fine for the time, but now looking back on it, no, it's not good, because it's so dark. I mean, physically and not physically. Like, for the not physically part, it's dark. It takes some very dark turns in this movie, where you have a pregnant woman get impregnated by one of the facehuggers, and a xenomorph bursts out of her pregnant belly, which was I felt that was very distasteful, and I didn't like that scene whatsoever. Also, the characters sucked. Also, physically dark. I mean, like, literally, you cannot see anything. Turn a freaking light on dark. That's what I'm talking about. This is probably the darkest movie I've seen ever. It was so pitch black, I could barely see anything. And originally, when I was younger, I was going, yeah, it is a little, it's way too dark, ain't it? And yeah, it was. So you barely get to see anything. Uh, CGI for the Xenomorphs weren't really that good, and this one's rated R, and you can barely get to see any of the gore because how dark it is. So it does go in toxic trash. Next up, we got Alien Resurrection, and this is probably the one I will debate on the most because this is the toughest one to rank. Alien Resurrection, I think it's still kind of a bad movie, but it's a watchably fun bad movie, so I'll put it in okay for that because there is some entertainment value to be had. With also the cast is really good. You got Chucky himself, Brad Dourif in here. You got Ron Perlman. You got Winona Ryder. You got, of course, Sigourney Weaver coming back. There might be other actors that I'm forgetting. If I'm forgetting anyone, please let me know. But this movie's balls to the wall is crazy. This is probably, well, Romulus comes close, I will admit, but Romulus executes it better. Where, the whole entire thing about how they explained Ripley came back, I was overall really mixed about. Because, I mean, that's the only real explanation you could give, but still, I think it's stupid. Because why? It's just a cheap little comeback. That's it. That's what it felt like for me. I think I remember the kills being pretty good. Maybe. Well, and I watched this movie recently too. I just forgot when I watched it. I would have to remember. I think there was. Oh, I forgot to mention for Alien 3. Also, one more positive I forgot to mention about that piece of trash is the one kill scene where the guy falls down the little vent and then gets cut in half by the fan blades. That was an awesome kill. Anyways, back to Alien Resurrection. It has a pretty good twist later on, and then also there's an underwater sequence that's pretty decent. So overall, it's a mixed bag. And the dialogue in here, man, I don't know. The dialogue in here is just really horny for some reason. But anyways, it's funny to look back on. All right. Next up, we got Alien Covenant, which is the movie I most recently watched on this list out of every single one. And I'm going to go good, honestly. Talks to goodness. And also, I know this list is controversial because most people are 50-50 on all the Alien sequels besides the original two. This one I actually liked. It's a sequel to Prometheus, and it's a prequel, and while not using the aliens a whole lot, you do get a lot more character development with David, which he was already a really good character in that in Prometheus. But this one they do good with, where they have him, and then they also have this other synthetic android named Walter, which is basically another version of him that's played by Michael Fassbender as well, where you have these scenes together with them that I think are really good and stuff. Also, you got Danny McBride in here in a fun little goofy role. None of the characters are really that memorable besides Danny McBride's character and probably the captain and the main character, but otherwise they're not all good characters. This one, I think, has the best gore and is the most goriest out of all of them because originally I said Alien Romulus was. After seeing this, yeah, this one's the most goriest. The CGI for the Xenomorphs, I think, is actually the best it's ever been, to be honest with you. With these cool action sequences a little later on in the movie. Yeah, it's overall interesting. I'll give it that. So it goes there. Next up, we got the new dog, Alien Romulus. And Alien Romulus goes right up into the great tier. I can't quite say best of the best yet because there is a part of me which if you guys watch my spoiler review, you know what my problem is with the movie. I'm not spoiling it here because I don't want to ruin your guys' experience, but they have CGI for a certain sequence later on in the movie that I thought was very, you could tell it was it was bad and kind of felt distasteful a little bit. But this movie overall, I did love a whole lot. Especially that bonkers final act that Fede Alvarez did, where I approved of him. I approved that of him, so I'm glad that they did something very different and unique, even though it does do something based on the previous Alien movies, but it does it better. I thought it was still a really cool sequence, and I can't stop thinking about that sequence ever since leaving that theater after watching the movie. The two main characters, Rain and Andy, I think are really strong new characters that are definitely good replacements for David and Ellen Ripley, I guess, for this new set of movies they could be setting up possibly. All the other side characters, There was one side character which I didn't like at all. And also there's a bunch of gory sequences in here. Not as gory as Alien Covenant, but they're still pretty gory. Particularly later on in the third act. And overall, it's just a great new return to form for the Alien franchise, which it has been dying for since since Aliens. So, yeah, it goes there. And then next up, we have finally Alien, the one that started it all. And Alien also goes best of the best. I will put it. I think it is probably among my top 100 favorite movies of all time. Maybe top 150, maybe top 200. I'd have to make a whole entire list about that. But it goes best of the best. Even though it's a little bit slow, it's still a phenomenal movie. The characters are all really memorable. You got Dallas in here. You got Ellen Ripley, of course, becoming the shocking final girl, which most people weren't expecting for. The first facehugger alien birth sequence is iconic and still holds up today when that chestburster came out. The practical effects for the xenomorph back then were awesome still. Just overall, the Aliens and Alien, most people go back and forth on which one's better, and I can't blame them because both of them are awesome movies. So there's that. And with that being said, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this toxic tier list ranking of all the Alien movies. Be sure to let me know your thoughts on the Alien movies in your list down below. With that being said, guys, I'll see you on the next one, everybody. Peace.